EPA WA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for February 16th, 2024. It is Friday, end of the work week, and the Friday video forecast is proudly sponsored by McCall Collective Brewing. McCall is a family-owned and operated brewery with 2 locations in the Lehigh Valley. Their original Southside Allentown location is at 102 East Susquehanna Street, and their second location, McCall Collective Hap House in Trexlertown, is located at 7743 Hamilton Boulevard. Both locations are open 7 days a week and have a full food menu, plenty of beer to choose from for both dine-in or takeout, along with local wine and cocktails. For details about all of their upcoming events, please visit their Facebook page, or to place online orders, visit their website, mccallcollectivebrewing.com, proud sponsors of the Friday video forecast. So today we have a windy start. It's going to be mostly sunny. And will be windy in the morning, as you see by the RDPS here, just showing the wind gusts that are going to be in the 30 to 35 mile per hour range, mainly this morning, and is going to very quickly drop off in the afternoon to pretty much nothing by the time we get to dinner time. So we are in between systems today, a little bit of a pressure gradient wind there, but it'll be most notable this morning, a continuation of what happened after midnight last night and continued into this morning. As you can see, there's some pretty gusty winds there overnight as well. But as we get into this morning, it's going to continue up until about noon, and we start dropping pretty quickly in the afternoon. So we have this next system coming in. It is a shortwave that is we call a southern slider, which is a non-technical term, but we like to call it that, right? That's what we did on weather alerts in the caption or the headline. This is a shortwave that is rounding the base of the incoming trough that's going to settle in over the weekend. And there is some snow with this, some accumulating snow. Now it's not going to be during the day today at all. We're looking at mostly sunny to start, and then sunny to partly cloudy in the afternoon. It'll become cloudy this evening as this snow works toward the region. This is mostly, for the highest accumulations anyway, going to be in the southern half of a region, which is usually it's the opposite. Usually the northern areas are more prone to the heavier snowfalls. Case in point, the last storm we just had. But in this case, it's tracking far enough south and bringing in enough cold air with it that it's going to be all snow in our entire region. There's no chance of mixing or anything like that until you get maybe down to, we do technically cover Ocean City, Maryland, and that area. But possibly you get some mixing there initially before it goes to snow. But areas further north should be all snow from this. And it will be all snow everywhere, and there will be snow that goes all the way up to the Pennsylvania-New York border. It's just not going to be that much up there. The heaviest rates are going to be across south-central PA over to southeast PA, definitely across Maryland. Maryland's going to get a pretty good hit out of this, finally. From D.C. to Baltimore should be a nice hit in there. And then that'll continue over into Delaware and at least western portions of southern New Jersey. We'll see how that works out exactly, but we have a first call map we put out with this already. We will have a final call that will be done later today. Again, we're shooting for 5 o'clock today. If that ends up changing, I'll let you know on social media, but we might be bumping that up to 4 if it's ready, but it should be 5 o'clock like we did yesterday, okay? And it's before the precipitation comes in. As we go over to the NAM high-res future simulated radar, I'm going to start this off at 8 p.m. Nothing going on just yet, but it is starting to streak in to our western areas here during the mid to late evening hours, and it's going to continue off to the east. You can see snow is getting all the way up. Now, this is the 3-kilometer NAM. It's actually getting it up pretty far to the north now, where we have this area here would be, if I was redrawing this now, anyway, I'll show you our map in a minute, which is a little bit less. It was the first call, so it's kind of conservative, if you will. That would be your coding to an inch area now, okay? And then these areas here would all be probably a 1 to 3. South of that line is a 3 to 5 plus, okay? So if I'm drawing a snow map right now, that's what I'm doing, okay? Now, it might be a little bit, these areas right here don't get, well, tuck in some a little bit right there too and make that a little bit less, maybe a 1 to 3 there on this side of that line. Just some ocean influences and this and that. But I think you're very solidly in a 3 to 5 here, and that's going to include Philadelphia, okay? So we did not go that high for the first call map, and I'll show you that in a second, but this does continue through the night, okay? And you see some heavier rates here, especially across Maryland. We're going to get back to that in a second. And then there's still light to moderate snow continuing up in the interior, but this is going to end early on Saturday morning. This is looking at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we still have some lighter snow that's going to kind of just peter out and fizzle out to nothing by the time we get to, between 6 and 9 a.m. It looks like it's going to kind of taper to flurries, and that's it. And then you'll have the sun come out, at least partly cloudy here later in the day. Might be a few lingering snow showers or snow squalls across northeast PA in the wake of that, but looks like we're pretty much wrapped up at that point. Now, I want to take a look at this this portion, back this up to here, okay? Notice that there's some really heavy snow here. One, this is along the thermal gradient. The thermal gradient is running right along the rain snow line here. So just north of there, you're getting some pretty heavy rates. And this is also including south central Pennsylvania and parts of southeast PA too. Okay, so we can move this across. There's some heavier rates coming over Lancaster, Chester, and then eventually moving into Philadelphia and in at least western portions of South Jersey before this moves out. So that's some heavier snow, and there's a couple reasons for that. So if we take a look at this is going to be a little Greek to some of you, but I'm going to try to explain this. This is what's known as a jet streak. Okay, you might have heard that term before. So in this jet streak in the right front quadrant of that is where you get your highest lift. So your highest lifting is taking place there, which leads to heavier precipitation. Okay, and that would be the right front quadrant of that. And because you don't know what that is, I'm going to just do a cross section for you. So here's the jet streak right here, right? Your right front quadrant is right here. That's where you're going to have your highest lift. So that is why it makes sense that you're going to see the highest snowfall rates in those areas, and why we think it's going to be it could be an overperformer for those areas. We'll probably do a 3 to 5, locally 6 type thing. I do think it's limited upside because it's so quick moving in and out, but because of that and some added frontogenesis, which looks like this in those same areas. Okay, that's your added lift in that right front quadrant of the jet streak. Okay, and this is going to move through and just dump just pretty heavy rates, so that could be over an inch an hour at times, and it probably will be over an inch an hour as that moves through for at least a couple hours once you get past midnight and in the wee hours of the morning. So it'll pile up quickly down there, and it's also a light, fluffy snow. It's not heavy, wet, so it piles up a little bit quicker. Those things factor into that too. Now, here is our first call map we put out. Still targeting the highest areas in the same areas we have here, South Central PA, Southeast PA. Again, the new map, and don't hold me this yet, but I think we're going to be cutting off a little bit out here, cutting off some of these areas down here a little bit less. But this here in this in the lighter blue is actually a probably 3 to 5, locally 6. It says on the map 2 to 4, locally 5. We might be bumping it up just slightly because of that frontogenesis. Probably get rid of this trace at best up here and make that a quarter to an inch. And we might take this 1 to 2 line and take it all the way up to here now, okay, and make this a 1 to 3 instead, okay. I don't know why I'm not in black here. But either way, you get the point, okay? So that is what we're going to be probably doing today. I want to see where we go from here, and then we'll have a final map out later today. Okay, so beyond this, we get beyond this system. We're going to be turning partly cloudy later in the day on Saturday. Still breezy in the wake of this. Here's Saturday. During the system itself, this is overnight. There's no wind, okay? No wind to speak of. It's just when in the wake of that, you're going to have some cold air advection-related wind gusts that are going to be up to about 25 here Saturday afternoon. Not a big deal, not as high as it was last night and early this morning, but it still will be a little bit breezy. And then it continues breezy on Sunday with winds 10 to 15, gusting to 25 again throughout the day. Mostly sunny, however, here on Sunday. And we're going to remain mostly sunny to start the new work week on Monday, and temperatures are going to start coming up. So we're going to be in the 40s, near average on Monday. Tuesday, mix of clouds and sun. Wednesday, mix of clouds and sun. No precipitation on either of those days, but we are going to turn milder progressively through the course of next week. We're going to end up in the upper 40s to near 50 by the time we get to the end of the week. Now, right now, this is the European model for the end of the week. This storm here is actually our winter storm signal, and it doesn't look like a winter storm signal right now. But I mean, this could still change. We just don't want to give up on this. It is definitely a storm signal that we have in the next like Thursday night, Friday time frame. This was listed as a winter storm signal before. There is cold air coming in, another trough coming into that. So in this case, I know why it was a different color. I was in the wrong selection. There is cold air coming into this, and if it can catch up to it in time and this thing rounds the base of the trough, it comes a little bit to the west. It doesn't take much. A little bit to the left, we could have a snow event here in the Thursday night, Friday time frame. So I want to keep watching that in the week ahead. Not the forecast right now, but it's something we're going to continue to watch. I will list it in the long range outlook today as a storm signal, not a winter storm signal, but a storm signal for now, until we know what's going to happen with that. Okay, we don't know yet what's going to happen with this exactly. We'll just continue to monitor that in week ahead. We have time for that. We're talking about the end of next week, a week from today. Okay, and no model might be, it doesn't have to show it right now. It can always just creep up out of nowhere, like we've had several do here just in the past couple weeks here. So we'll have to watch this very closely and hope that one is going to hit if you're a snow lover, because that pattern after that doesn't look so good. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for February 16th, 2024. Have a great Friday.